Oh, I wish I was in the land of cotton. Old times there are not forgotten. Look away, look away, look away, sweet Dixieland. In Dixieland where I was born, early on a southern morn, look away, look away, look away, sweet Dixieland. Oh, I wish I was in Dixie, away, away. In Dixieland I'll take my stand to live and die, Lord, in Dixie. To run and hide, I'll wave my flag with southern pride. Look away, look away, look away, sweet Dixieland. Oh, I wish I was in Dixie, away, away. In Dixieland I'll take my stand to live and die, Lord, in Dixie. I remember how it was walking down those shady streets. I remember recognizing everybody that I'd meet. They'd ask after my daddy, send my mama a hello. I remember how it used to be not so long ago. I remember how it was in an Alabama town. Lives grew intertwined there, ties were closer bound. People seemed to matter then, so each one did his part. Everybody had a place, and places had a heart. I'm dreaming of Garland, Alabama, those simple days I left so far behind. Tonight I'm dreaming of Garland, Alabama, and those gentle ways I lost somewhere in time. I remember how it was watching every outbound train. Just another small town boy dreaming big time dreams. Now I wake up in the city, wander down along the tracks. I wonder where the trains all went and how a man gets back. I'm dreaming of Garland, Alabama, those simple days I left so far behind. Tonight I'm dreaming of Garland, Alabama, and those gentle ways I lost somewhere in time. Places on a road map fade and disappear. Signs out on the freeway say the heart of Dixie's near. Oh, I'm dreaming of Garland, Alabama, those simple days I left so far behind. Tonight I'm dreaming of Garland, Alabama, and those gentle ways I lost somewhere in time.
In April 1861, U.S. President Abraham Lincoln sent 11 heavily armed warships into the sovereign state of South Carolina's harbor at Charleston, provoking the Confederates into firing the first shot in the bloody conflict that unknowing folks call the Civil War. Weren't nothing civil about it. Jefferson Davis no more wanted to take over Washington, D.C. than George Washington wanted to occupy England, is what Grandpa said. More accurate to call it the War of Northern Aggression, or just simply Lincoln's War, since he's the man who started it and the only one who could have stopped it at any time, simply by ordering his troops home. The South only asked to be left alone. But Lincoln had the war he wanted and needed to collect his taxes off the Southland. You see, the South was paying over 80% of all taxes going to Washington, with nearly all of it going to build infrastructure in the North. So Lincoln sent hordes of invaders into the Southland, which was outnumbered 4-1, to whip, in short order, the legally seceded states back into his union to pay his taxes. However, he had not taken into account the resolve of the Southern nation to remain free and return to the principles of the Constitution as written by Madison, Jefferson, and others. Picking up their squirrel guns and wearing brogans from the fields, these descendants of the lean, tough, fighting Southern men who won the other war with George Washington met the invaders head-on. Their success on the battlefield led many, such as Rudyard Kipling, to call them the greatest fighting breed of men who ever lived. In battle after battle, the invaders were repulsed and slaughtered. You see, these tough Southern boys knew what they were fighting for: the defense of their families, their beloved homeland, their Christian culture, and their very own lives. Whereas the fat invading Yankee soldier had no quarrel with the South and was only sent to conquer a people for the sole purpose of collecting taxes for Lincoln. Writers of that day reported of their commanding officers supplying barrels and barrels of whiskey, beer, and wine to these poor, unknowing men, and then sending tens of thousands of them as fodder into the battle in a drunken stupor, only to be slaughtered by an untrained, sober Confederate who was defending his home. And besides, while the Southern soldier loved and revered his leaders, such as the true statesman President Jefferson Davis, the devout Christian Stonewall Jackson, and the man who Winston Churchill called the greatest American who ever lived, Confederate General Robert E. Lee, the Yankee soldier had the likes of Abraham Lincoln, basically a failure in life, who was elected president with only 39% of the vote, was an avowed racist whose answer to the Negro problem was to send them back to Africa, calling it repatriation. Lincoln was held in such disdain that many soldiers and even his own cabinet members referred to him as the baboon, or Ape Lincoln. Then there was a perennial drunk, Union General Ulysses S. Grant, who carried a slave with him throughout the war. And who can forget Sherman? Certainly not the old men, women, and children he destroyed on his march to the sea. And Sheridan, who raped and pillaged the Shenandoah Valley, and when that didn't quench his thirst for blood, he turned his guns on the American Indians and slaughtered them by the thousands, saying the only good Indian is a dead Indian. And of course, Union General Joseph Hooker. Hooker carried a large contingent of mostly slave women along to service the needs of his soldiers, and for that they received rations of food. Bet you didn't know that's where the term hooker came from. But then today's history books have been written by the victors. For entertainment and morale, the Southern troops were treated by their musicians to several differing songs. Most popular was the Southern anthem, Dixie. However, the Yankee had no such, and things weren't going well at all for them. But then a very loose 42-year-old married woman came down from Boston to the Washington area and was seen night after night entertaining the Yankee soldiers. Either in the Willard Hotel or in a soldier's tent, she wrote a song which became the Yankee anthem and is still marching on today. In that time, and like Abraham Lincoln, she was regarded as an agnostic, an atheist, and unbeliever. She was a member of the Unitarian Church, which still today denies that Jesus Christ is the Son of God. Her name, Julia Ward Howe, and her song today is called The Battle Hymn of the Republic. It is probably the most hate-filled song ever written, and is today sung in churches, schools, any place where there's an ear to hear it. Most people are innocent and have never been told the meaning and roots of the song and its writer. The media knows and the liberal professors know, but they're not about to tell you. Next time you hear it, my Southern friend, remember, you are the grapes of wrath that they are trampling out as they go marching on. The hate-filled words were hers, but the melody, which is why the song succeeded, has been used many times before, and now that honing, contagious melody is borrowed once again.
Lordy, Lordy, the South is rising. Lordy, Lordy, the South is rising. Lordy, Lordy, the South is rising. Truth will set us free. The truth will set us free. We're here today to say how much we love ye. Let's celebrate as always with good cheer. Let's reminisce, and as our hearts go pining for days gone by, and them that brung us here, long may wait for the world to see your colors. Your beauty has crossed your heart, just made for song. Our history displayed, oh so gloriously. Our battle flag we've known ye well for so long. Hung from the sky and reaching to the heavens, a thing of beauty and touched by God's own hand. No purer sign or symbol of our peoples, a pride we share, we hold so dear, our Dixieland. Long may ye wait for the world to see your colors. Your beauty has crossed your heart, just made for song. Our history displayed, oh so gloriously. Our battle flag we've known ye well for so long. Oh, battle flag we've known ye well for so long.
Oh, I wish I was in the land of cotton. Old times there are not forgotten. Look away, look away, look away, sweet Dixieland. In Dixieland where I was born, early on a southern morn. Look away, look away, look away, sweet Dixieland. Oh, I wish I was in Dixie, away, away. In Dixieland I'll take my stand, to live and die, Lord, in Dixie. Want to run and hide, I'll wave my flag with southern pride. Look away, look away, look away, sweet Dixieland. Oh, I wish I was in Dixie, away, away. In Dixieland I'll take my stand, to live and die, Lord, in Dixie.
I remember how it was, walking down those shady streets. I remember recognizing everybody that I'd meet. They'd ask after my daddy, send my mama a hello. I remember how it used to be, not so long ago. I remember how it was in an Alabama town. Lives grew intertwined there, ties were closer bound. People seemed to matter then, so each one did his part. Everybody had a place, and places had a heart. I'm dreaming of Garland, Alabama, those simple days I left so far behind. Tonight I'm dreaming of Garland, Alabama, and those gentle ways I lost somewhere in time. I remember how it was, watching every outbound train. Just another small town boy, dreaming big time dreams. Now I wake up in the city, wander down along the tracks. I wonder where the trains all went, and how a man gets back. I'm dreaming of Garland, Alabama, those simple days I left so far behind. Tonight I'm dreaming of Garland, Alabama, and those gentle ways I lost somewhere in time. Places on the road